Hello, it's Pastor Brian Wolfmueller with notes on the psalm for today, Psalm 6, a psalm of David in suffering. This is the prayer, "How long, O Lord?" The psalm's 10 verses. It'll take you a minute and 13 seconds to read out loud. Now, King David in this psalm begins with a desperate prayer for the Lord's help, and he ends the psalm by sending away his faithful enemies. Now, this desperation of King David reaches a climax in verse 3, where he can't even utter a sentence. He just says, "How long, O Lord? How long?" Now, here's the basic structure. In the first 5 verses 1 to 5 are a prayer. Verses 6 to 7 is a meditation on crying, and on verses 8 to 10 is a sermon basically sending away the enemies of God. Now, what do we learn about this psalm? This prayer, "How long?" is repeated in so many psalms. It was first prayed by Moses in Psalm 90. Psalm 90, verse 13, and almost every psalmist, David, Ethan, and all the other writers who wrote the Psalms, all of them except for Solomon had a "how long" psalm, which is really nice to note. Now, how do we inwardly digest this psalm? In verses 2 to 3, notice this, that David is troubled, but he's not just troubled in his body or troubled in his soul. He's troubled in both. His bones, his heart, his body, and his soul, all of them are troubled. But compare the trouble that David has in verses 2 and 3 with the thing that's being troubled in verse 10. It's an amazing shift and really the comfort of the psalm. This is then the comfort that we have, that when we pray, when we're in trouble, we're not alone. We're praying with King David. And most especially, we're praying with Christ. That's your introduction to Psalm 6. Let me know what you think. Comment and post up below. God's peace be with you.